Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. As always, I'm going to start off with two housekeeping items, both of them being the check-ins. The check-ins from this week, I asked you about the Zoom and the music. We will have a Zoom meeting this week. I have yet to check because I wanted to give everybody a chance to fill it out, but I've yet to check the Zoom poll to see what day and when people would most want to do that. So be on the lookout for when that's going to happen. If it's something you are interested, remember Zoom is always optional. And then the other one was the music. I'm sitting at my computer all day long, every single day, and I love listening to music, but I was finding that I was listening to the same things over and over again, and it was kind of getting old. And certainly, I have specific genres that I really am interested in, but I like all kinds of different music. I always say good music is good music. It doesn't matter what genre it falls under. So thanks for telling me about those. I've really been enjoying it. Kind of brightened my day a little bit. And then the check-in from last week. Those, good information. Some of it's kind of crappy. Everybody has bad weeks, bad months, bad years. But it's not it's harder for me to figure out whether you're in one of those situations, right? And it's important that you let me know what's going on in your life because that's part of how I do my job. So thanks for letting me know about that, and also thanks for letting me know if you had something fun or cool going on as well. So that'll do it for our housekeeping items. So let's take a look at this week's assignment. Our title is The Developing World. And I'm going to hold off on our essential question until I get through the this week and last week. So last week we looked at decolonization, which is essentially the process by which all of these nations in Africa and Asia gain independence from the empires that they were a part of. And those empires, of course, were always governed by a European nation. America did, and Japan were included in that, but we really focused on Europe. So point being is, after the Second World War, those European countries, primarily Britain, France, Germany included, Italy included, anyways, they were not able, nor really even wanting, to hold on to their empires. Plus, it was tough for them to say, hey, we just stopped the German Empire, the Nazi Empire. How can we really say we should have an empire as well? So those causes basically led to the effect of decolonization. Those countries gaining their independence. But what's hard about that is they gained their independence overnight. All of a sudden, they had to figure out how their government was going to be constructed, how they were going to have a strong economy, and what their society should look like. That's a big challenge to try and figure out in such a short amount of time. So, of course, you looked at kind of how everything went wrong when they were put in that position in the second half of the decolonization assignment. And this week, when we're talking about the developing world, we're looking at the story after decolonization. What really happened to those countries in Africa and Asia once they left the empire? Once they left that structure of the empire, how well did they survive? Did they do really well in constructing a government, their economy, and their society, or did they not? And of course, we say we're going to use the term developing and developed. A developed country, stereotypically for us, because we live in one, is the United States. The United States has essentially, for the last 200 years, figured out its government, figured out its economy, and figured out how its society was going to be set up. And we've had a pretty strong version of those three things. So that's a developed country. A developing country is one that hasn't figured it out, but they're on their way to doing so. So that's the content. There is a separate video for how to do parts 1 and 2 for each of those. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Stop. Which one's